It started. So what were you talking about, Myrick? I just got on the track. This is the furthest back I can think about this track, but it's something new. And I was thinking about, what was I thinking about that started it? But I got onto MRNA technology, and which has been used by the nefarious ones to to put the vaccine in people, and it changes DNA supposedly. So for the first time, I actually, in real time, thought about, because I was having a conversation with myself, sort of saying, no, he wasn't, he was talking with me. And they use it for whatever they're using it for, but then obviously it can be used for positive things. It can change the DNA in positive ways. They just used it because it's essentially just it's essentially just a hard drive. So they inject the vaccine into you. It's got information in it, yeah. So it's a hard drive. It's got, and it's no different from a fucking USB stick, yeah. In actual fact, because fucking hell, it's just because this is all built on ones and zeros, people, and whatever's before that. Because tell them, because when I was, I've said it before, but here it is again. When I was like 4 or 5, I'd be in between sleep and awake, and I would just see numbers and colours streaming down in my mind's eye, like a screen. And this is the first time I thought about this, but how many digits across and how many digits down when I saw it in my head, which I sort of see now. Well, I guess they'd be about, I was smaller then. I don't know, I guess they'd be about 10 or 15 numbers across, and then going down like 20, something like that. Was it a square, more or less? Yeah. So 25 down, maybe, yeah. Okay, so, and then mixed with colours, and then I told Kim about it when I was, 15 or 16 or something, 17, something like that, at her place in Northcote. And she, at 27 Oamaru Street, Northcote. Where do they live now, Warwick? I'm not going to say that, but I should. But no. So, and I said to her, I had what I just told you guys, what I had when I was asleep and half between sleep and awake, 4 or 5 years old. And she goes, yeah, I had the same thing, but I only saw colours. So then that, so the program, therefore we could say, is written on numbers and colours. But these were actual, numbers from 1 to 9, but that would be, like 1, 5, 4, 6, 7, 2, 9, 8, like in whatever order. And just streaming down. And then that would have been how my brain saw or sees the code at that time. But that was there, I believe what I'm thinking now, it was put there so I could have the experience of seeing this code, even though a simpler way to write the code would be ones and zeros. And then there's before numbers, whatever existed. I've got a question. If there was geometry, because once upon a time it was just geometry, right? Sacred geometry, like because the shapes, the world's built on them. How, it just is. And then, and then the platonic solids and all that. That's geometry, and then 3D, and then there's more of them now. And then anyway, yes, and I got to talk about the flower of life or whatever. Should find it. Yeah, we'll look it up if you don't know what it is. Yeah, the flower of life. That whatchamacallit? What's his name? Terrence Howard, the actor, and he went on Rogan, and he's got a 3D iteration of the flower of life, and then also negative space. He's reversed. So if you had a 3D thing of the flower of life, okay, and then it's going to have air gaps, and when you see the flower of life, you'll understand what I mean. And then he's made those air gaps, just like if you had a ring, and then whatever, I don't know. And then so, yeah, I've got a thing down there I could show, but I can't be bothered. Well, that's why it's there, you idiot. I could do it right now, because you thought of it. Okay, I'll quickly put these together and then put them in front of the camera. Yeah, but that's that way. So, keep going that way. And then that, and then that, and then that, and then this. And so if you imagine having this shape, but then the shapes come like another one coming off that, and then whatever, and then, multiple of them, there's going to be in between each of these 3D shapes, and even if they were just standing next to each other, like one and then another one and then another one. And so, yeah, and in between each one of these, which I guess you could call this is a point of reference because it's one thing, and then next to it, and then there's space in there where there's just space, and let's imagine that this thing is solid inside as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and so with the flower of life, you can get a 3D one, yeah, and then the space, I guess you could call it, and then he made that physical, and it's a trip because most people don't think about that. Yeah, and then, so I was talking about, the nefarious ones, they're doing their fucking shit with the mRNA vaccines, but why can't there be positive stuff? If it changes DNA, why can't they change DNA for our bodies to not get sick? To even have high attendabilities, but we would have to know the code for that work. We would have to know how to write in the DNA language, which AI can obviously work out. Surely. If it hasn't already. So what's going on? All this shit gets kept secret, Warwick. Yeah, fucking oath it does. Well, that's got to change. That has got to change. Because nefarious ones are using that kind of shit for nefarious fucking things, you idiots. You're not supposed to get angry, Warwick. Whatever. It's supposedly not me talking when one of those different accents comes out. But it's your book. Yeah, anyway, so, yeah, I was thinking about that, and I've said it, so that's it. I'll come back soon. Yeah, so what I'm thinking about now is the moon. The moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, right? And it's 400 times closer to Earth than the sun. So therefore, that's why in the sky, You look at the sun and it's the same size as the moon, which we can prove because of total solar eclipses, for example. You know, the moon fits right over the sun perfectly, and even to the point where it just shows like that light around the edge of the, you know, like the corona or whatever it's called. I think it's called the corona, yeah. And how is that? Nature can't do that. Nature will not do that. And if anybody wants to say any different, they can go fuck themselves. He didn't say it, I did, okay? Yeah, thank you. And so nature doesn't do that. So therefore, there is only one other explanation. If nature didn't do it, what did? Something or someone did. And that something or someone would have to be intelligent to be able to do it, as in consciously fucking intelligent. And sentient, yeah. Like, to me, there's nothing else that can explain our moon. The fact that there's a face on there when you look at it. I mean, is nature going to necessarily do that? I've seen sort of faces in the rings of trees, or like a limb of a tree's been cut off, or something. Or I've actually got yeah, I do. Wait, have a look at this. It should be here, but fucking better be. Yeah, but what did that dickhead take something? Yeah, fucking better be. What are we fucking in here? There's one. Yeah. But there should be heaps more. Fucking out there should be. That dickhead. Oh, I've got one left. He's in big trouble. Big fucking trouble. James Hope. Hey, I'm gonna ask him. Yeah, fuck it out. Shithead. Put that burn out. Boy, he's really happy you're doing that. One of these. That's bullshit. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Well, I'm pissed off that, well, I let them go, obviously. Sorry, just having a conversation. Because there's like 10 of me in here. Yeah. He's got split personalities. He must be crazy. I'm just channeling, that's all it is. Well, this is sort of like a face. 2 eyes. Well, it is. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. What's even got a mouth there? Yeah, right there. Yeah, this thing. That's its mouth. Yeah, fucking hell. It's the first time you notice that? Yeah, it is. It's the first time I noticed. Look, I can talk, motherfuckers. Yeah. Listen to me. The moon was put there by fucking an intelligent force, you dickheads. That's what the face said. Don't argue with the face. Yeah. It's got a nose and a fucking mouth. There it is. And it's whistling right now. Whoop. It's going whoop. Anyway, but I've seen in a tree as well. Another, like other, yeah, that were even more like a face. But that's, yeah. So, what was I talking about that? No idea. It'll come back in a minute. Yeah, so it was about the moon. And how did I get then onto the face in the wood? What was I talking about there? Wait, I got to think again.